Just now we talk about, okay. Right. So if we use up all our slots already, we can simply choose one slot. Okay. For example, if I choose this slot are using up using this object. Okay. How can I know? Because I click on this object. Okay. And I found that the all angles has filled up. Okay, that means this object are using this material. Okay, now if all the slots has using up, I simply choose one slot, for example, this slot, and then I can click this button. Okay, at this row, okay, the tools all here. Okay, the fourth one, reset map material to default setting. You can click this one. It's a dustbin button. And then you will be asked, you want the material or map is used in the space. Do you want to? Okay, if you want to, okay, actually this one is reset button. You want to reset this slot only, or you want to reset this slot and this material. So normally what we will choose is affect only material or map in the editor slot. That means I only reset, okay, the slot and not reset the material. Okay, so if I click OK, okay, click again. Okay, and then this slot I can use for others material. For example, this previously I'm using V-Ray light material. Now I can change it. I use like perhaps V-Ray MTL. That means V-Ray. So you can see this is a new slot already with a new name. Then you can rename it. But at the same time, you find that your environment that you're using just now the material, it doesn't disappear, it still remains. Okay. So that means just now we reset is only reset the slot. We are not reset all the material. We only reset the slot so that I can use the slot for other new material. Okay. Okay. But now the thing is this material setting is disappeared in this slot. So what can I do is I can find back. I simply choose another slot also can, or I use just now the slot also can. If I want to further adjust this material, I have to find back this material in this slot. So what can I do is I simply click on one slot and I use this one, pick pen. Okay, pick material from object. I just pick and then I pick or click on the material, this one, the object, this one. So it will show me in the slot, the material, the object. Use what kind of material, it will show in my slot. If I use this slot, okay, it's a timber flooring that I said before. I use pick pen, I pick back this object. Then the slot will come out the material that I use for this object. So it's okay to reset the slot, okay? Make sure you select affect only material or map in the editor slot. And it's okay to find back the material also. So no need to worry if you use up all the slot here. Okay, so all right, let me explain to you what material, what kind of setting we will use. So very basically, if we choose one slot, first thing we're gonna do is we name the material, okay? We name all the material. If you have a white wall, then you name it white wall. If it's a gray wall, choose another slot, name it gray slot, gray wall, okay? And every time we will change the standard into, okay, all the V-Rays render setting. Okay, this is all the V-Ray render setting. Most commonly we will use is V-Ray MTL, stand for V-Ray material. And then last week we learned about V-Ray light MTL. That means the light bulb or the environment light that the material will illuminate itself, will shine out itself. this is we call V-Ray light material. But most commonly, we will use V-Ray MTL. Second, V-Ray light MTL. And then I also will use this one, V-Ray two-side MTL. Okay, just for curtain shear, I will use this. So this is the three most commonly we will use. So if you well install your V-Ray and have license, then you will find all the V-Ray selections here. So every time, choose a new slot, give it a name, standard change to V-Ray MTL. Okay, or V-Ray light MTL or two-side material. Most commonly, we will use V-Ray MTL. So for this one, okay, I pick V-Ray MTL, I click OK. Then you will see all the basic parameter table will change. It's different from just now the standard. So now this lot are going to use V-Ray MTL. That means V-Ray material. So most commonly, all we use V-Ray MTL. And for your common sense, I will just simply explain what is diffuse, reflect, refract, fog color, and furthermore here like balm, opacity. So just simply explain to you, then you have a clear image. Okay, for under the basic parameter for diffuse is color. So gray is, that means this slot is gray color lah. If you want to change the color, then you change here. For example, if blue, then you see the slot will change to blue. So diffuse actually is the color. Well, beside the color box, there is a square. You still remember when we put our picture inside, then we put here. So diffuse also we can put picture. You can not only adjust the color. If you want to put picture, click this square beside the color box. And then bitmap. Bitmap, that means paste the picture onto it. Okay. So later I will explain it more. Next, for reflect. Reflect actually is like something like the effect of the mirror. Okay, reflection. So if reflect the color box, if it's black, that means no reflection. If it's white color, that means it's totally reflect, like mirror. Then you can see for the slot actually change also. Okay. If reflection is black, that means zero value, there is no reflection. If for the reflection, you change to white, totally white, then you can see the ball reflects the environment. Okay. If you on this button, if you go to material slot here, this is all the balls you have, and right side, there is a vertical tab. If you can find this button, background. If you click on this, then you can see your slot. Background actually is this texture. So then you are very clearly, you can see the slot or the ball is very reflective because now you change the reflection from totally black to totally white. Okay. So conclusion for reflect, totally black is no reflection. Totally white is full reflection. Okay. And under the reflect, you can see glossiness. Glossiness actually is either the reflection is sharp or not. So if glossiness is 1.0, then you can see the reflection or even we call the exposure light is very sharp. If we change the glossiness to like 0.6, then you can see, although there is reflection, but the effects is very, it's not so sharp, it's very loose. Okay. If I change to 0.8, like this, you can see a little bit sandy one. So glossiness either will make the material either is matte finishes or gloss finishes. Okay, I'll further explain to you later why we use that. Normally it's 1.0 for the glossiness. Okay, then after the reflect, you can see refract, F-R-A-C-T, refract. Refract, that means transparent or translucent. Okay, the light can pass through one, like clear glass, tinted glass. Okay, it's all refract. Beside the refract, also you can see the color box. If you adjust, if the color box is totally black, that means no refraction. If totally white, okay, then you can see this is the sign of refraction. If I on the background, there's no difference. So this is totally transparent like glass. Okay? So if your refraction is black, no transparent. If your refraction is totally white, that means full transparent. Okay. Okay. For glossiness, for the refraction also, normally I will put one only for tinted glass. You know what a tinted glass are? It's blurrish glass. Only for tinted glass, I will adjust the glossiness to a smaller amount, like 0.9, 0.8. Okay. Fog color, that means the glass color. For example, if your glass is green, then your fog color will change to a little bit green. Okay, if we go down, then you can see there is a selection tab of maps, MAPS. You expand the table, then you can see a lot of setting also. Most commonly, we'll use this one, bump. Bump, for example, like the road bump, along the roadside, you will see the bump. Bump actually is the things that, for example, you have some tiles, and then the tiles have some bump. There is that means if you touch it and then you feel there is a in and out texture, so that we call bump. Okay, normally quite often we'll use bump also, and I will use opacity also. Displays also I will use, but very, very seldom. Okay. I'll explain it more to you while we go into the material. So I'll just let you have a picture about all the material setting here. After that, I will tell you how to set material for normal wall, okay? Normal wall, flooring, timber flooring, tiles, glass, either tinted glass or clear glass or frosted glass. And I will tell you how to set for mirror, color mirror, or clear mirror. And some others material that we often use like rubber, stainless steel, aluminium, curtain shear. Okay, so all the basic material, I'll tell you how to set. You just have to write it down, jot it down, all the formula that enough. So I will only tell you the basic material that we often use. So some very complicated material, something like velvet or leather, I will tell you how to, I will not tell you how to set it, but I will tell you how to get it from internet. So you just use their material, no need to set all the formula, set the number, no need. Okay, but for the basic material, then I'll tell you how. Okay, let's start from our models. Okay, For example, now if we have glass, if we have wall, this piece of wall, okay, this piece of wall, you want to put it white color, right? You have to go to material slot and set it. Okay, please don't set here. Okay, don't set here. We won't set color here. Okay, for material, for this wall is white color, we go to set in material editor. So normal wall or normal material only have color, then we do this, we do like this. Okay, you select a new slot, change the here, either it's V-Ray blend MTL or standard or physical. You just click and change to V-Ray MTL. Okay, V-Ray MTL. Give it a name, for example, like white wall. So white wall, no reflection, no reflect, no refract. Just a plain wall, only put color. Okay, then diffuse. We are going to change the color in diffuse. So diffuse is color. So click it, click the color box. Okay, and then change the color to totally white. Totally white is 255, the value. Okay, normally we won't put it to 255. Okay, 250 or 253, then enough. Don't put totally white. Okay, or else when you render it, the white will look a little bit fake. So we just put it 253 or 250, then enough. Okay, so this is the white wall. White wall material, I already said it. No reflect, no refract. Okay, now you want to put this material into these models. You have to select this model, and then you select this material, and then you have to click this one, assign material to selection. That means assign this selected material to your selected model. Okay, just click it. Okay, now your wall become white color. Okay, and then now your wall is using this material. You can see all the 4 angles has been filled. Okay, if I have this piece of wall is different color, okay, what should I do? Okay. Different color, although it's wall, but different color, we also will use another new slot. Okay, so I use another new slot. If this slot is using the others material, I will just reset it. Okay, and then make sure it's V-Ray material. This slot is V-Ray material. Give it a name. For example, gray wall. Okay, normal gray wall, no reflect, no reflect, no refract. Only we change the diffuse, that means the color. Okay, adjust the value. Of course, you want to make it red also can, green also can, depends on you. I'll just make it, for example, dark gray. Okay. So this is my gray wall. So now I want this piece of wall, only this piece of wall, not whole wall, to apply this gray wall. What should I do? Okay. You have to check this wall. This is provolone, right? If I want to only select this face or this polygon, you remember that we have to convert it to editable poly. Okay, convert the wall into editable poly. And now we use polygon to select only this piece of wall. Why cannot select one? Okay. So we convert it to editable poly. We use polygon, select this piece of wall, and at the material editor, select this gray wall material and click assign. Okay. And then you can see your wall, one piece is white and this piece is gray. So if you select this object, you are selecting whole object, right? And from the material editor, they will tell you that you are using these two materials. So you can see these two material, all the four angles has been filled out. That means this model, you are using two material. One is white wall, one is gray wall. Okay. So what if we are going to put wallpaper? A normal wall, no reflection, no refraction. Just we put wallpaper. We are not using the color, we use wallpaper. So what should we do? Okay, so same, select a new slot, okay. Change the here, change to V-Ray material. Okay, and if this is wallpaper, so give it a name lah, wallpaper. And if you want to be more specified, for example, what kind of wallpaper is it? What kind of texture is it? So you just give it a name. Okay, so because it's wallpaper, we are not going to adjust the color because the color or the pattern, the texture is all depend on the wallpaper that you select. Okay, so we will just put the picture inside this slot. It means we are going to use bitmap. So beside the color, no need to adjust the color, but beside the color box, there is a square. Just click it. And then we choose bitmap. Okay. You can go to select what kind of wallpaper you want. Okay, for example, I have my libraries. I have a lot of wallpaper like this one, like this, okay, like this. Okay, if I select this one. Okay, this is my wallpaper setting. So I select bitmap and then I choose the picture, right? And then you can see now the material editor table a little bit changed. Now change to bitmap. It's telling you that you are in bitmap page and you are bitmap this image. Okay. Okay, and here, please untick this one. Under the coordinate, there is this one, use real world scale. Make sure you untick this one. Then only you can see a clearer picture on your slots. Okay. Okay. So after you select the picture as a bitmap, you come to this page telling you that you are using this picture for your bitmap. At the same time, please, at the coordinate here, under the coordinate, make sure you untick this one, use real world scale. You untick this one, only the texture will come up and show on your materials editor slot. Okay. After that, we want to go back to the previous page that we have diffuse, we have reflex and refract. So go back to the previous page, we click this one, go to parent, go to parent. Okay. So now we want this wallpaper to be applied on only this piece of wall, only this piece. Okay. What you have to do is, if you select all this wall and assign this material, then all wall will use this wallpaper. Okay, but we don't want to do that. We only want this piece of wall. Okay, so if this piece of wall, we want to use this material, make sure that it is editable poly. And then under the editable poly, you use the selection polygon, you select this piece of wall. And then you apply this material. Click this material and then click this one, assign material to selection. Okay. After you assign material to selection, okay, you click this one, assign, and then you have to click this button also at the same row of assign material that selection, same row, the last four, show shaded material in viewport. Okay. That means you show the texture out on this wall. Okay. If you click it and it comes to this kind of effects, something like this piece of wall become transparent. Okay, you have to adjust here. Okay, at the viewport here, the top left one, the default shading, you click facet. Okay. And then the view will be different. So if you didn't click show shaded material in viewport is white. Then if you click show shaded material in viewport, and then you can see the color change to the wallpaper color already. But the texture didn't come out, right? So here you have to do one more step. That means actually this material, this picture is already pasted here. But because of the proportion is wrong, so you have to adjust the proportion. So after you click assign material to selection, you show shaded, you can see the color is already out, but the pattern didn't come out. Then you have to do one more step. It's called UVW map. Last week we used it for our environment light. Okay. So make sure you are still using polygon. That means you are still selecting this piece of wall. Okay. You click F2, then you will show it. Okay. Then we go to modifier list here. You see the arrow down button. Click it. You type U for UVW map. Okay, UVW map. Okay. When you click UVW map, you can select either you want planar, cylindrical, spherical, or box. Okay, but before that, if you apply UVW map, you can see under the parameter, at the end, you will see this one, real world map size. You have to untick it. Then only the correct proportion of the picture will show. So after you use UVW map, the first thing, untick this one, real world map size. Okay, only the correct proportion of the material will show on your object. Then here you can adjust. Either you want to use planar to adjust, I think planner is not okay, then perhaps box. Okay. Then you adjust the length, width, height, or UV tile. See what is the difference. Okay, normally I adjust this one, UV tile. E is this one. Okay, so how to know until what stage you want to adjust? You go to camera view, on your Shift F, and then you adjust. Very obviously, this is not a correct proportion, like this one. Okay, the very original one. Like this. Very obviously, this is not a correct proportion. So you adjust it to a correct proportion using your camera view to justify it. Okay. So the wallpaper is already there. So this is just a very simple material using color or bitmap as a picture. If you use bitmap as a picture, very commonly you have to adjust in UVW map, okay, to adjust the proportion of the picture. And one more extra things. This is a normal wallpaper, right? Okay, no reflection, no refraction. But if you want to make it has texture, for example, it's a rough finishes, there is in out one. If this wallpaper is not a flat one, it's a rough one, you touch it, then you can feel something, the texture there, finishes, rough finishes, in out there. So you can add on this one. Okay, for this material wallpaper, if you want it to have in out, we call it bump, B-U-M-P. Okay. So remember, if you want it have rough texture, in out, then we adjust it in bump. Okay. So we further continue from this material, the wallpaper that we set. Okay, just now we finished bitmap the picture already. Now we go down. Okay. Here. Map. You expand the map table. Okay, this is the map table. You can see bump here, right? B-U-M-P. And then you can read here, diffuse, you are using this material. Okay, for bump, very simple. You just click and drag the picture stated in diffuse tab. Just click and drag, put it in bump. Put it in bump tab. Just put here. So they're asking you whether you copy or instant. It's okay. I will just make it copy. And then you adjust the bump level to perhaps 90. So you can see for the slot, from the slot, things is changed. This is no bump. This is no bump, a flat one, smooth one. If you add on bump, this is a different. You can see it's rougher. And then when you touch it, you can feel the texture. This is we call bump. Okay? Not every wallpaper you put bump lah. Only for this wallpaper, if you think you want bump it, then you just bump it. Okay? So how rough it is, it depends on you. A 90 is okay, 30 is okay, 60 is okay, depends on you. If you render it out, you find that the bump is too obvious, then you lower down the amount. Okay. So this is how we set for a very normal material. Only color and put the picture. Okay. So for this wall, I just want white, then I just put white. Okay. So it's very easy, simple material. So perhaps I'll give you 15 minutes. You practice it. You put a basic material for wall. Okay, just put color. Okay, and I put either wallpaper or on the wall. So just practice it. Later we come back. We learn about flooring material. Okay, so 11:40 we come back.